Hi, it's Non-Gone, and today we're playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey for the PS4. This is a speed platinum run, another one. We're going to try and get the trophies as quickly as possible. The top time currently is 3 days and 12 hours, so this is a pretty intense, long game. I like to post these videos for two reasons. One is to encourage anybody that wants to try this to use my strategies, use my routes, beat my time. It feels great to be number one at something, even if it's a little silly thing like this. Also, if you don't care about time, but you just want an easier path to platinum, this will help you there as well. So just don't pay attention to the times. This is a pretty long run, and I intend to record the whole thing. So we're definitely going to break this into multiple videos. In fact, the intro itself is going to be 2 videos. So how do you like them apples? There's just a lot of tips and a lot of things to cover, and I'm going to keep them about 15 minutes each. So this video is just going to cover traveling and leveling in this game, because there are so many tips and so many strategies that just that alone is its own video, and it will help you throughout the game. And then the next video, I'm going to go through the trophy list, tell you what I think is important and what isn't. It's daunting. It's almost 100 trophies. So there you go. And then I'm going to tell you my strategies, my split times, and the tools that I'm using. And then I'll take a deep breath and a nap and get some energy drinks together, and we'll go rock on through the run itself. So that's what we got going. Let's go. So this game is huge from just a map perspective. You got to cover the whole thing for Hermes' homie trophy. The story's going to take you back and forth across it. And so you're going to spend a lot of time just going to places. Here's a hierarchy of the most desirable, top to bottom, methods of travel. We're going to go down each one. I'll give you the tips I know. The first one, of course, is aptly named fast travel. I'm sure if you played an open world game, you know what fast travel is. In Assassin's Creed, the primary method is the viewpoint. Only downside of that is you have to physically go there and climb whatever it is, building, statue, cliff, to synchronize it with triangle and then watch a little unskippable animation. It takes a long time and then to be able to use it. There are a few other places that are fast travel locations as well. Your ship is one of them, which also has the added benefit that if you leave your ship somewhere, it'll stay there unless called to you by story reasons, naval battle, whatever. The combat arena in Pefka down here, the southeast part of the map, is a fast travel point. These mysterious locations, there's 5 or 6 of those are also, and to get those, you just have to be 150 to 200 meters away. The best fast travel points, though, are the docks. These, thankfully, were added in a later patch of the game, and there's as many of those as there are waypoints. And to use them, you only have to unfog the map that they're in. Sometimes if you sail close enough, they'll let you use it. But if you set 1 foot in the region in which the dock's in, it will unfog the whole region, including the fast travel for the dock. So yay, that's awesome. Through the miracle of modern editing, this is my map at the end of my run. As you can see, I only synchronized like 8 viewpoints, Athens, Sparta, a couple of the towns, and the rest is I just used docks all the way around. It was a lot easier to do. So very powerful, very cool tool, using the docks as fast travel. The next best and by far the most fun is the rock launch. No speed run or speed platinum is complete without learning how to do this. Gamer named Morphine discovered it and made a great tutorial, which I'll put a link in the description. I'm not going to give the full tutorial, but I'll give you the basics. So basically a rock launch is you find a rock that is sloped left to right at about this angle. Too flat, it'll just be land, and too steep, it'll be a cliff. And you crouch down, take out your bow, and hold L2 to zoom in and do the fine aim, and then crouch walk to the direction you want to launch. When you get to the rock, you let go of the stick, the analog stick, to stop walking, and within 1.5 seconds you let go of L2 to de-equip your bow. And once you do that, boom, there goes the rock launch. Yay, that's all it is. That's it. You got to pay attention to the angle at which you aim. If you go too high, you'll just shoot up into the top of the map and then fall down and get desynchronized. If you go too low, obviously you won't launch very far. This is great. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty easy to do once you know what to look for. The only drawback is that it's so much easier on PC. If you're playing on PlayStation, it's hard. And the reason for that is that what's actually happening is that you're clipping with your left leg into the mountain or rock that you're on. And the game, when you let go of L2, is trying to kick you out of there. And it does it very violently. The amount of violence with which it kicks you out and the efficiency is based on your frame rate. And as a PC gamer, you get to play with your frame rate and jack it way up. On console, you can't do it. And as a result, it launches much slower, much much less consistently. It's harder to get the angle right. And more importantly, after about 1,500 meters, it stops launching you entirely and just starts dropping you. So it's only good for short distances in this case. If you watch the speedrunners, they abuse the crap out of this glitch, and it's a lot of fun to see. But me, I only use it probably like 20 times. It's still useful. It's just only useful for like specific circumstances. Like if you're going from one mountain to another and you can see it. If you are going from one island to another and you can see it, that's where I use it the most. The most important one is if you're trying to unfog a region, you can just shoot basically aimlessly straight up into the air is fine. As long as you cross over that region and unfog it, it'll count as walking, even though you're way up in the air because it's a glitch. It will obviously also open up the dock for fast travel as soon as it's unfogged. And from mid-air and mid-launch, you can actually fast travel to that dock. So you could do like a partial rock launch and still be very efficient. Unfortunately, the other methods of travel are slower and less exciting. The Adrestia is faster than anything else. You can hold down X to use your oars till your stamina runs out. You can go to travel speed with square. The only downside, aside from only using it on the ocean, is that if you're in conflict, the game will not let you leave the helm. And that's so obnoxious to go all the way over to somewhere you needed to go to, get 100 meters away, and have some stupid pirate ship notice you and go, I'm going to fight you. And now you can't leave your boat. That's so dumb. It takes a 2-minute trip and turns it into like 12. Adrestia, next fastest method, but it has drawbacks. The boats, I guess, are slightly faster. The small boats are slightly faster than your horse. So if you're by shore, go for it. And then your horse would be the next optimal. The slowest speed of your horse is still faster than the fastest speed on foot. So keep that in mind. The only other tip I have for the horse is calling the horse. Phobos will not spawn on camera. And so if you're just running regular and you whistle by holding down on the D-pad, the horse will spawn behind you. And then you've got to run forever to wait for him to catch up. Or you got to turn around and then he'll turn around. And then when they finally mount him, you'd be going the wrong way. It's just obnoxious. The trick that the speedrunners use and I learned to use automatically is to run where you want to go, spin the camera and whistle, then spin the camera back. He'll come running at you and turn around right as you meet. And you'll be on your way in like 3 seconds instead of like 15. So good trick. It's awkward at first, but now at this point, it's so automatic. I don't even call the horse any other way. After that, I mean, running is just running. You can hold X to go slightly faster. Don't do that if you're close to like a wall or pillar because you'll stop running and start climbing. You don't want that. And then swimming, of course, is super slow, so avoid that at all costs. Unfortunately, there's 42 underwater objectives, so you got to do a fair whack of swimming. So that's it for traveling. Let's talk about leveling. If you only do story missions, you will become underleveled very, very quickly, like within an hour in the game. You need to be level 15 to get to Athens, for example. If you only do the story missions, you're going to come in there about 9. In addition to them almost being able to one-shot you, every single enemy, it also takes forever to kill anyone if you're very underleveled, and that, of course, is going to add a lot of waste to your time. There are, of course, 2 ways to deal with this. One is to find ways to get experience more quickly or more efficiently. The other is to find ways to exploit stat boosts so that you are super, super strong for the level that you're at. So that's our 2 ways. As for experience, the most sensible way is to just route your stuff so that you get XP while you're working. There's a lot of trophies in this game, and a lot of them are things that will gain you XP. Underwater objectives, killing all the cultists, doing the animals for Artemis, upgrading your ship's going to require ancient tablets. All this stuff can be worked into your route. A lot of it is available at lower levels, so that will help you get to the levels you need. So smart routing actually does take care of most of this. In my second practice run where I did most of what I needed, I think I was 2 levels short coming into Athens and about 3 levels short at the very end to kill Medusa. So it's really, really not that bad if you do the things that the game was there. And of course, if you're trying to explore, just clear out areas, kill enemies. You get XP for all of it, so you'd be okay. If you are a little short and you want a power level, the user-generated missions are great. They used to be really crazy. They were like 2 billion XP, better than the XP glitches, but they patched that out too. There is one that's my favorite called Marcos XP Farm. And basically how to get this, you just go on the website, log in under your Ubisoft account. You got to sign up for the club, and then find this mission right here, add it to your story log. And then when you play the game, it'll show up on your map. It's in Kefalonia. It's available from the start, and it'll get you one level about every 10 to 15 minutes, depending on where you're at in the game. And you don't have to do anything. Just follow Marcos around as he goes from checkpoint to checkpoint. So that's the, if you need a little extra oomph on your run, that's a good place to get it. I am actually also going to be using the, I'm going to spend some real money on this, which I don't normally do. For $10 in the Ubisoft store, you can get 1,000 Helix credits, which is enough to buy you a permanent 50% XP boost for that account. And I was right there on the edge of being underleveled, and I feel like for the $10, it is worth it for this purpose alone to not have to worry about it. If you don't want to do that, or you don't want to give them more money, that's totally fine. Just do Marcos until you get to the level you need to be to move on, or just explore the game until you get to that level. There's plenty of stuff to do. So there you go for XP. Now, if you want to be a hero and not level up to the level you're supposed to be, you can take advantage of some of the game attack mechanics and build yourself a build where you can be very much underleveled and still win. If you look at the 3-hour run on the current patch, this fella beats the level 42 end boss at level 26. So that's really impressive. And so we'll talk about a couple of ways to jack up your stats here. So the basis for any glass cannon build is the engraving system in Odyssey. Basically, if you pick up a weapon or armor that has a perk and go to a blacksmith, you can engrave that perk on any other weapon or armor that you have. Some of the perks have great damage boosts, and they come with some sort of trade-off in health or attack or resistance or whatever. You can see those as you scroll down the engraving list. They have bright red text with whatever the drawback is. The basic building block for this one is going to be the False of Olympus, so check that out. It is easy to get. It's at the Palace of Amphridy, which is an underwater objective right here. It has a plus 100 damage of all types perk with a drawback of capping your health at 25%. If you look at some of the speedruns or optimal builds, you'll see people adding perks to this to stack the damage. There's a bow on Corfu Island. There's a blade of yumminess you can buy as a rare drop from vendors. There's a couple of other things. And if you really want to see the optimal build that I've seen, look at about 43 minutes of that 3-hour run. And you'll see, I think there's 3 different ones that they stack. And basically then what you end up with is crazy high damage and then just don't get hit. That's what you got. I won't be using it. Number one, these all almost always end up turning into hunter builds where you got to get headshots for your damage to boost. And I suck at headshots. They also, of course, require you to be good at dodging, and I also suck at dodging. So if you want to stay bad, this is probably not the right way to go for you. If you want to get good, get yourself a glass cannon build. Start with the False of Olympus and move on from there. So that's all I'll say about that. That's not to say that I'm not going to use some sort of XP boosting technique. There is a glitch that's still available as of 2025. It is called the Bighorn Bow glitch. And if you want a detailed description, just Google that, Bighorn Bow glitch in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'll give you the short version. Basically, the Ubisoft store for 150 Helix credits sells you this thing called the Bighorn Bow. And you would think that'd be real money, but you get $250, I think, for joining the club or being part of the club. So you'll already have enough in your inventory to buy this. So buy it. The perk is when you get to level 15 and it allows you access to your secondary melee slot. This is the one up on the left here. You will get 160% or 1600%. I don't know. We'll have to look at it. Damage boost to the weapon in that slot as long as it's equipped. And that's great. It's a good perk. But the glitch is that number of warrior damage for that weapon transfers over and becomes, you see how it goes to 0 hunter? So that's the glitch working. It is my hunter damage for this bow is now whatever that number is on the left there of warrior damage. So as long as you equip a weapon in your secondary slot and have the Bighorn Bow equipped, your bow damage will go up with your melee damage. And so that is awesome. Basically, that means you don't ever have to shop for bows again, ever. You don't have to put hunter damage perks in any of your armor equipment. Just put warrior damage and keep that bighorn bow equipped and use your secondary slot. And all that warrior damage doubles as your hunter damage. So that's awesome. That allows the battles to go much faster. You still will be at level, so you'll take damage at a regular level. But all in all, it is an easy, fast, simple way to boost your damage and make your battles quicker and easier. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. That's actually all I got, believe it or not, 17 minutes later, for traveling and leveling in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Hopefully some or all of these tricks have helped you or can help you get through the game easier. I'm going to do the full run. We still have one more intro video to do, which is where I'm going to break down the trophy list, tell you what you should watch out for and what I don't think you should. And then I'll tell you what my plan is and my route to get through the run, and then we'll go from there. Thanks again for watching. If you have any suggestions, I'm still building this, so I'll try to reply. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks again, and in the meantime, stay bad, people. Non-gone is gone.